What is up, awesome people? And welcome back to Wi-Fi Wednesday Shenanigans! Alrighty, so this week, hopefully everything goes smoothly. Unlike last week, where unfortunately YouTube decided not to notify any of my subscribers in regards to the Wi-Fi Wednesday that I uploaded. So, awesome! So yeah, I did actually upload a video last week for Wi-Fi Wednesday, but yeah, so if you haven't actually checked out the video, I'll probably leave an annotation somewhere on the screen for you guys to go check it out. So anyways, there's a few things different with tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday, and it's a few things I'm kind of hoping to keep for the future videos. So I have given Wi-Fi Wednesday a brand new logo, which is awesome. It's been needing one of those for quite some time actually. I've kind of been looking at it, and even when I first designed it, it kind of looked like it was missing something. So that's new. And at the same time, I got a few, well, I can't really say layout. I can kind of just say overlay kind of happening now on the Wi-Fi Wednesday. So that's cool. So hopefully this is something that sticks around and just gives a little bit of freshness to Wi-Fi Wednesday. So anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. So let's jump into Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans and see what type of shenanigans went down in this multi-battle. So tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different, a little bit more chilled. And that's going to be some subscriber battles. So they're kind of starting to build up in my versus recorder. So I thought now would be the perfect time to start showing them off. And at the same time, I haven't shown them for quite some time. So this one was from a live stream long ago. And we've got a lead here with Jolteon and Charizard on my side. Frostlass and Aggron on the other side. Heatwave and Volt Switch is going to take out the Aggron, while that lucky Frostlass, that is one very lucky Frostlass by the way, manages to miss the Heatwave, and Jolteon's going to swap out there thanks to Volt Switch and go straight into the Gliscor, which is a very switchy, actually very risky swap in there, because Frostlass can easily one-OHKO that Gliscor, even with max health, max special defense. It's not going to particularly matter due to Gliscor's very minimal special defense, and not to mention 4 times weakness to ice. So the Mighty Unit comes in, intimidates Charizard, and Gliscor doesn't really affect my Charizard too much since I am Choice Scarfed and all special moves. Sucker Punch there onto the Charizard. I think they did work out my own choice, because I've probably used this Charizard so many times. So Heatwave takes the Frostlass down to its Focus Sash since it was using Destiny Bond, and that Mighty Unit lives on very low yellow health since Heatwave does drop by 25% due to hitting 2 targets. Frostlass takes out the Gliscor there with the Ice Beam, so that's bye-bye Gliscor. Definitely didn't like that at all. So Jolteon comes back in, and I'm assuming it's just going to go for the Volt Switch again, just to pivot around a little bit. Mighty Unit goes for the Sucker Punch again, failing to take out the Charizard, who lives just in very low 13 health. Heatwave takes out the Mighty Unit, and unfortunately misses that Frostlass once again, so that is one lucky Frostlass is all I can say. So Volt Switch from Jolteon is going to take out the Frostlass. Finally this thing goes down. If it wasn't by my Heatwave, it was going to definitely be by that Jolteon. Alright, so Jolteon's gone out again thanks to Volt Switch, and in comes the Garchomp. And on the opponent's side, we're going to have Sableye, who will probably either go into Mega, which I haven't seen yet, or it's just going to Will-O-Wisp the Garchomp, since it can't Will-O-Wisp my Garchomp. Sorry, my Charizard. Great, I'm getting mixed up again. Anyway, it's going to get the Mega Evolution there on the Garchomp, raising its attack, and a little bit of bulk there as well. Swallow is going to go for the quick attack, take out the Charizard. Finally, Charizard bites the dust, so you did very well, Charizard. Sableye goes for the Will-O-Wisp, so it looks like it's not going to Mega Evolve. I'm assuming it's just going to be a max health, max defense, Carmine Sableye. That's usually what most Sableye run if they're not going to Mega Evolve, from what I can remember. That's definitely what I run. Anyways, the Garchomp takes a little bit of residual damage from the burn. I think it went for Sword Dance there as well, so almost nullifying the burn drop there, not quite enough. Ninetales comes in, sets up the Drought. I'm not really too sure I didn't lead with Ninetales, but oh well. Taunt there on the Sableye to stop the Garchomp from setting up any more Sword Dance. Fire Blast there is going to absolutely destroy that Sableye with a critical hit. I'm really not sure if that mattered, but it still hurt. Alright, Tio, that's really weird. The Swallow went fly. That's something you don't see every day. Alright, so the Stone Age misses the Swallow, and I think even with the burn, that's definitely going to be enough to take out the Swallow. Not really too sure if it's EV trained properly, but even if it was EV trained, I'm pretty sure a Stone Age from a Garchomp would be enough to take out Swallow. Alright, so we're going to get the Mega Evolution from the Ampharos into Amphalicious. So I'm assuming it's going to set up a Cotton Guard, which is what most Ampharos set up. even without the Mega Form, that's usually what they go for. So Fly is going to do very close to half damage there on the Ninetales, and Stone Age is going to take out these Swallows. So as I said, even if it was probably EV trained, I doubt at +2 burn, it's going to live a Stone Age from Mega Chomp. Alright, so I was definitely right there. The Cotton Guard goes up on the Amphalicious, raising its defense by +3. Residual damage there on the burn for Garchomp. And I just go for a Protect here because I think I went hit, nudge, nudge, use Earthquake because you're going to go down this turn from a Dragon Pulse, which is what I'm predicting. And at the same time, there's going to be no way we're going to take out this Ampharos if we don't do it. So even at +2, especially with +3 on the Ampharos as well, that Earthquake does about a quarter damage there. So Garchomp definitely goes down to the Dragon Pulse, which again I saw coming, which is why I went hit, nudge, nudge. Alright, so Jolteon is their last Pokemon on Vegeta's side. Shadow Ball here should be decent amounts of Ampharos, even at max health, max special defense, so it should deal some decent damage. Unsure what they're running, if they're running special attack and max health, or if they are running any bulk. But it may be running special attack in it, because at the same time I can't remember what my EVs are on that Ninetales either. I got 3 of them. Anyways, Manibuzz comes in, and I'm just going to Protect here, because what can it do? It can Dragon Pulse the Jolteon, or it can Thunderbolt my Manibuzz, thinking Manibuzz is the bigger threat, which it kind of is. So they do throw for the Thunderbolt, and since I protected that miss, and the Shadow Ball is going to take the game on the Ampharos, and with that is GG. Well played. So that in the end, that was a 2-0 for our side. Alright, and the 3 lucky people from that one were Prince Vegeta, Aiden, and Joe, and as I said, that was from a live stream long ago. Alright. And we've got our last one for the night. This one is from the Pit Night chat. I think this was done like last month or something, because I still got this in the back of my mind. But anyways, we've got Shannon and Ethan. As I said, this was from our chat. And because it was Kalos rules, I kind of had to modify my team a little bit. This was actually the team I used last week. So anyways, we got a Darkrai lead and a Helios lead from our opponent's side, Gyarados and Scythe lead from our side. And because it's Scumbag Darkrai who's going to go for the Dark Void, looks like our ally, or our opponent, smacked that Darkrai. But it's not really going to matter because I happen to be running a Lumberry, and I don't think I managed to show off my Gyarados either in last week's video. So Lumberry kicks in, waking up my Gyarados. Darkrai's already used this move. Helios has used this move as well. I do fear that I do fear that Helios though, so I couldn't really do much to that Helios, but I could take out the Darkrai. That was a good thing. So I get the Moxie up as well, so that's good. So I'm gonna assume that Helios is Choice Specs or something like that. Alrighty, so we got the Xerneas coming in, so I was like, oh goody, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Alright, so I'm just going to Protect here because that Helios is most likely going to go for a Thunderbolt on me, and they don't. That's very surprising, and takes out the Scyther. So honestly, in that situation, I thought they would have gone for me, since Scyther isn't really much of a threat, and at the same time, it was asleep, and at the same, as well, I had a +1 at attack, which could have been scary. Alright, so Charizard is going to Mega Evolve into Charizard Y, which I guess is handy in this situation. The Drought comes up, massive special attack and a bit of speed. It can take out the Helios thanks to Helios having Dry Skin, extra damage when it does get hit by fire moves. And there isn't much I can do there. I'm very vulnerable to a Thunderbolt, so Gyarados goes down. Yay, that was kind of bad. Alright, so Xerneas is going for the Moonblast. This isn't going to do very much to Charizard Y. And hopefully the Charizard Y is going to take out that Helios, because that's the biggest threat on this field. And down goes the Helios. So yeah, that was definitely a huge threat, being most of our team went to it. Alright, so Slowking comes in. So again, one of those very, I suppose, risky swap-ins, since Charizard Y tends to carry Solar Beam on it, and Slowking's special defense isn't exactly the greatest either. So I'm going to send in my Landorus Theorem form. This is slightly different to the ones I have used in the past. This one is a special attacker. I think this might actually be my mixed attacker. So the Xerneas went for close combat there on my Landorus. That was very interesting. Alright, so unfortunately with the Sludge Wave, I actually ended up hitting all 3 people on the field, so it again got dropped by 25% and did hurt my ally as well. But regardless, it looks like either Charizard's not EV trained or this Slowking is special defensive investment. Alright, so I go for the grass knot here, and this should prove it's special defensive, and it definitely is special defensive invested. So that did very little compared to what I thought it would do. And Moonblast is going to demolish me, so down goes Landorus. So I'm down to my last Pokemon. Flare Blitz coming someone's way. Alright, Flare Blitz hits the Xerneas, and that is going to be enough to take out the Xerneas. So I'm assuming Charizard Wypro would have had all its EV investments in attack most likely. And unfortunately, the recall damage is going to take out the Charizard Y. And with no target on the field, Scald is going to miss. Alright, my last Pokemon is going to be my Choice Scarf Tornadus. The opponent's last Pokemon is also Garchomp, and my ally's last Pokemon, I think, is Yvantal, Doombringer. So at least my side had an Uber. I guess that kind of evened up the battle. Sucker Punch from Yvantal is going to take out the Slowking, which definitely probably went for another Scald there. Wasn't too sure what that Slowking was running since I didn't see leftovers. And Tornadus is running Hidden Power Ice, so that is going to hurt Garchomp pretty hard, and unfortunately it still lives. So not too sure if that was extra investment in bulk that stopped it from going down, or if it's just my shoddy special attack on Tornadus. Yanmega comes in. I, as usual, would see Yanmega as a bigger threat than Garchomp, since Yanmega with Speed Boost is quite scary, and a Choice Specs 1 definitely hurts. So Dragon Rush hits, and that is just going to miss out on the kill there on the Tornadus. Tornadus being a little bit bulky as well in EVs, and your Oblivion Wing is going to take out the Garchomp. So that's Garchomp down. I think that's game. Yes, it is. GG! And as I mentioned before at the beginning of this battle, that was straight from the Pimp Night chat as well. So if you want to join in all the fun from the future multi-battles, and even just talk to myself or Pimp Night when we are on, I'm usually more or less on in the weekends now because I'm busy with work during the week now. But if I am on during the week, you'll probably usually catch me on the Pimp Night chat. So anyways, guys, that is it for tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, it was a bit more of a chilled, something different this week with a few subscriber battles. Next week, as I said, we'll definitely be back to a single battle. I actually have a pretty unique single battle, something I haven't actually done for a while now. So hopefully that's going to be enjoyable. It is using a new team as well. And until then, because there's nothing else I got to say, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever.